Hello everybody, my name is Mack Vignolini, PDJ number 33415. I'm a member of Truly Unique Disc Golf. This is my second season on the team. If you haven't yet, check out Truly Unique Disc Golf. Hit up Derek for all of your trilogy needs. Thank you very much for the opportunity to represent the company, and I look forward to the season. And this is my 2019 in the cart video. I'll be pulling around the Ridge Roller R3. If you haven't yet, go to ridgeroller.com. Check out Joe Robinson's products. The box and the bag are interchangeable. Putter caddy. We'll start with the putters. I have Blend Pures, 2 of them. These are my putting putters. I spin putt typically, jump putt, push putt, whatever you do with them, they go straight. They're awesome. I like the blend plastic because year round it holds up. In the summertime it doesn't get too gummy. In the wintertime it doesn't get too stiff. I have a prime suspect in here, usually prime or blend. Doesn't really matter for the suspect. I throw it mostly sidearm. Sidearm approach shots. This is one of my favorite discs for sure. If I need a little bit more stability than the pure, less glide, something to crash down in, I'll go with the suspect, but typically you're going to see me flicking this. We'll continue with the putters. I have another pure, it's blend. I have this in here, just basically I throw this off the tee or in the fairways, approach shots. I try to keep the putting ones strictly for putting so that way they don't get all warped and mangled. I recently put a WD in the bag. It feels somewhat similar to a pure. It doesn't feel different to where it's going back and forth. It doesn't bother me, but it's an awesome disc for throwing it an easier version of the pure. In my opinion, you can throw it easier, get the same distance, turn over. It's a good approach disc. This one's in soft plastic, so it doesn't really go anywhere once it hits the ground. From there will be the green hybrid pure. This is my premium plastic throwing putter off the tee. It's definitely more overstable in the blend, so I can really rip on it and not worry about flipping it over. I have a first run Lucid Suspect in the bag. Again, more overstable than the prime. It's not as beat up or anything like that, so it'll hold its stability a lot longer. I can throw it off the tee and not worry about it cut and rolling right away. If I need a little bit more action on the ground, something to skip or slide or push, then this doesn't stick as bad as the prime does. Mid ranges, I love the Evidence. I think it's one of the most underrated discs in the trilogy lineup. It's basically like a beat-in version of an Mack Truth. It's money. I can throw it straight. I can throw it with a turnover. It's awesome. Next up from there would be the Mack Truth. This is hybrid plastic, so it's a little bit more overstable than the Evidence is. Kind of, in my opinion, they feel very, very similar, so it's not weird, again, going back and forth from one to the other. I don't throw mids a lot, but between this, the Verdict, and the Evidence, I cover all the bases, and it just feels nice, being able to grab one of those discs and them not feeling any different than the other. So up from that would be, obviously the Verdict. Hyzer disc, whenever the Mack Truth is something that'll just be straight, slight hyzer, I can throw the Verdict on a bigger hyzer. And then if I have extreme wind or I need something that's going to skip, move on the ground a lot, that's when I pull out the Justice. If you don't have a Justice, you should have a Justice. Doesn't matter what skill level you are. For example, I can throw easy shots. If I'm looking for an S, throw it out real easy and just have it work the bends. So something, like I said, that anybody can throw. If you don't have one, you should have one. Extreme wind, awesome disc. So I'll go into the fairway drivers. I have 2 Mavericks in the bag. This yellow lucid one seems to be more overstable. I can throw it straight and it'll still have a little bit of hyzer at the end. As to where this one is gonna go straight and turn to the right more. I don't know if I just got a weird one, but it's not necessarily understable like Mavericks are supposed to be. It's an awesome disc, speed 7, it's a good fairway disc. Up from that would be the Culverin. If I had to pick 2 discs for a 2 disc round, I'd probably pick a Culverin and a Pure. Culverins I can throw forehand, backhand, rollers, forehand rollers, hyzers and hyzers. That's a really workable disc, usable disc. I have the hybrid, which is more overstable in this particular mold, in my opinion, than the Opto. So whenever I'm looking for a little bit more fade at the end, I'll go with the hybrid. Or if I flick, I usually flick the hybrid as well. Next up from there are the Felons. I throw the Lucid Air Felon. I love this disc. I think it's a good utility disc. You're in the woods, you need to throw something not nearly as hard because your arm's not moving as much. You can just throw this thing and not worry about having to get a whole lot of power on it. It's gonna go, but it's still overstable, so you don't have to worry about flipping it over. It's an awesome disc. I mean, I love this disc. I was pretty pumped whenever it came out in the air plastic, and the stability held up. That was my biggest concern on that. The hybrid Felon is up, one step up from the air. I can throw it really straight and just know that it's gonna have a little bit of fade at the end. Awesome disc. The Proto Felon, in my opinion, being a little bit domier. I don't say domey is still flat, but I mean it has a little bit of dome on it. It's more glide than the rest of my Felons. It has more stability. So step up from the hybrid would be the Proto Felon. Then if I still need more stability, I'm pulling out the Lucid X Felon. It's really overstable, something I can for sure throw in the wind and not worry about flipping over. Or if I need something that has a much bigger skip, it's definitely the Lucid X Felon, sorry. Up from that would be the Trespass. Trespass is a speed 12 disc. It's my go-to backhand driver. I feel like it's still really controllable, so you can throw it in the woods. There's a lot of woods at the courses I play. So if I need max distance, but I don't necessarily want to pull out the Ballista Pro, I'll throw Trespass. I occasionally flick them, but for the most part, I'm just backhand drivers. If I do flick them, I like the Lucid X for that. But this one's been in the bag for over 2 years now. This is a hybrid bar stamp. It is my go-to, just laser straight lines. If I need something to turn over, this is the disc for me. Next step up from there is a less beat-in version of the same run. This one started out more overstable anyways, so this is definitely a step up or a notch or 2 up over the white one. This is the Goldline Fusion Burst, and it definitely has more glide than both of those. The old hybrid barge stamps are a lot flatter, but these Fusions are just super domey, wide open woods, max distance. I'm throwing this and it just glides. Trespass Lucid X is significantly more overstable than all the other Trespasses I've ever thrown. It's flatter. It's honestly, it kicked out my enforcers. I don't necessarily have the arm speed to be flipping over enforcers anyways or anything like that, but I bagged one enforcer just in case there's too much wind and I was worried the Trespasses weren't going to hold up. Since I got the Lucid X, I was able to pull that enforcer out. So awesome. If you love the Trespass but you need a little bit more overstability, get a couple Lucid X's, you won't be disappointed. The last mold I bag are Ballista Pros. This is a hybrid Ballista Pro. In my opinion, this is like a recycled Defender as soon as it like hits its sweet spot, but it seems to maintain that sweet spot. So these have kicked out the Defenders for me right now. I love this disc. I throw it the most for max distance flicks. If I need more stability or something to finish a little bit harder than that, I get the Lucid. And then if I need something even beefier than that, this is the Lucid X. And it is beefcake. I mean, it's beefier than my Defenders were, in my opinion. A lot of headwind, a lot of wind in general. You can just trust it. It's going to do what you need it to do. And if it's not winning, you need more skip or more flare. This is what you got. It's awesome. Thank you again, Derek and Truly Unique Disc Golf. Thank you everybody for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and take care.